Guys, bingo. Highly unusual to have a sack of crayfish just sitting in the bush.
And a snapper attack on the Hauraki Gulf.
They're still fishing, mate. They're getting themselves further in the shit. Hey, guys, you've already got over your limit. I advise you to stop fishing for snapper.
In Fiordland, a team of fishery officers is heading into Doubtful Sound to check on fishing activity over the Easter break. The fjords are a paradise for fishing and diving, but with strict daily limits in place, there are always a few fishermen prepared to break the rules. And if they're out on the water this weekend, these officers are planning to find them.
That's right, we don't want to pounce too soon and show our hand. Just let them have a bit of fishing and just check them out later on the day.
Hey Cliffy, we're just sort of hanging around just outside the mouth of Doubtful. We'll just wait on you, we'll just go quietly down for a wee while.
Yeah, just thanks, we'll catch up with you shortly, over.
Good as gold.
After a few hours on the water, it's time to check the first boat of the day.
How you going, guys? You all right there? Good, yeah. Yeah, Ministry of Fisheries. We're just lying alongside for a wee minute. You got any fish on board or bunny chance? Or?
We've got 2 cod, jock stewarts, and half a shark.
Half a shark, okay. You guys got a ruler stick or anything like to measure your catch on, or got a measurement thing?
No, we haven't.
Yeah, you're supposed to keep one on board just so you can measure the fish quickly before you put them back.
We've only got 2 cod.
Right. Oh, that's a great one. It's a good size one. Yeah,
I didn't know there was
little size, did you? Okay, well there's no problem there. You could win a fishing competition prize with that one.
These fishermen's catches are all okay.
Fella's got a VHF there.
Yeah.
You have the radio going?
But the M-Fish team have one parting request, not to broadcast their presence to other fishers in the area.
Yeah, we just appreciate if we can get on the radio and tell everyone that we're here just yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as they pull away, the officers monitor the radio just in case.
We only had 2 cod and a shark
You there, Mo?
and a sea perch. No problems there. They just were very unaware of the rules.
Yeah.
Weren't
What was that?
made out they didn't know what the minimum size was, and were really not that well briefed.
And sure enough, the fishermen have just blown their cover.
We just got stopped by man, so what's your fishing, mate?
We asked them nicely, or gave them a directive not to get on the radio and inform anyone else, and as soon as they left us, they got on the radio, so it's a bit disappointing.
The chase is on, and it doesn't take the M-Fish boat long to catch back up with the fishermen.
Listen, back down the way there, Sean actually asked you guys really nicely not to get on the radio and tell anyone that we're in here. And why did you actually call up, and who was the one that actually was on the radio, can I ask?
Didn't get on the radio. We've heard someone on this.
You know, come on, come on guys.
Someone called us.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, this is how it went. You're the first guys to board it, right? First person you were in here. As soon as you left us, you got on the radio, told your mates and left around. You don't remember that?
We'll get it on tape here, guys, so...
You get on the radio, you're instructing us to we're directed now to keep off the radio. VHF radio, telling everyone in the area that maps around, okay? You clear on that?
Do you understand that directive?
Do you understand? Do I have a yes settings? Yep.
Yeah. What are you saying?
Right. Our job is difficult enough without having people tipping other people off. If everyone's playing the game and abiding by the law, there's no problem. And I can't see any other reason for want to let your mates know unless you think there's something they might be doing wrong. And that would be disappointing if they are, so... Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right, we square on that one?
Yeah, no worries.
Cheers.
Okay.
Good man.
With the law laid down, the fishermen are once again free to go.
I think they're probably reflecting on it now, and hopefully we'll get some cooperation. But as I said earlier on, if these people have got nothing to hide, they shouldn't be warning others to ditch things if there's, which makes us concerned that they may be doing something wrong.
The next vessel they approach may or may not have heard the fisherman's warning.
We're Ministry of Fisheries, and you mind if we come on board to have a quick look?
Yeah, no.
Good stuff. There we go. Look at that.
So far, so good. The men have a large harpooker and a few crayfish.
Female rock lobster. Lay the gauge on. Rotate it around. Well done. Over the last few days, how many crays would you have roughly got?
10 or 15.
Right, so you've just been eating them with your hunting pad and stuff?
Pretty much. Yeah.
You got any holding pots at all around here?
No.
So you got no catch?
Just diving, yeah.
Right, so you got no gear, no fish in a pot or anywhere?
No, we've got a couple of pots out there we've just rebaited.
Have you? What I wouldn't mind doing is having a look. Have you just lifted them, have you?
One over here actually that's got the crays in them.
Is it?
Steve takes a closer look at the men's cray pot.
Have a look, Steve.
It's looking good. They're good. Dean assures me he's been measuring them, and this is a collective for how many guys?
We've been in here for Monday, and this is all the really big ones we've got.
But it seems the fishermen have been combining their catches, so the officers have to run through the rules.
You've got to have an individual container that has your name on it,
Right.
and the numbers of the fish, the date the fish was caught. Do you understand that part of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the moment we've got all this fish collectively in a holding pot.
Yeah.
We'll count them in, because that's the only thing we can do at the moment, and then we'll have a talk to you a bit more about it. So
Yeah, that's fine. Because we're at the stage we expect that we're still under our quota for the 4 of us.
So it's 23 there, and the extra, what did we say, 5 in there. What was your intention when you turned up at Deep Cove with all this? Was it going to be split up into separate bags, or what were you going to do?
Well, yeah, we didn't actually have that intent. We thought we'd all go out together, but
Right.
yeah.
Well, at any stage you've got to bear this in mind, guys, if we come across you,
Yeah.
that you're going to be able to identify your catch as the other diver would identify his catch.
And with their warning sounded, the officers head off to check the fishermen's campsite.
Obviously someone said crayfish for tea.
Yeah, we're just going to go in here and check out the hut and make sure it hasn't got anything it shouldn't have in it.
Now, pretty reasonably tight a hut. We've got the roast on the bench. I'm looking at the chili bin. Oh, this is empty.
Fillets in there and looks of them.
So far, the officers are happy with what they've found.
They've been pretty cooperative. We've checked the state of the fish, legal length, the legal state. There's no buried females, no soft shell. So they're pretty good in that regards. What we might do, let's have a quick squirt around. I'll have a look out this way, just see if we got any shell dumps. Might just do that before we head away. So.
Oh no, Bambi!
Oh yeah.
Steve's instinct to check the surroundings pays off as Mike spots something in the bush.
Good skills. Have a look. We're nosy people. Guys, bingo. Good spotting, Mike.
Bingo indeed. The officers have stumbled on a sack full of crays stashed in the undergrowth.
What we're doing here is just taking a photograph of the bag in situ in case there's any reason we have to use this for evidence later on if there was a problem. It's highly unusual to have a sack of crayfish just sitting in the bush.
And now a certain fisherman has a lot of explaining to do.
Before we get going any further, can I ask you, if we look in that sack, are we going to be concerned?
Yeah, there's some shorties in there.
Okay. Have you had any involvement with the gathering of that sack?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Probably better also give you the Bill of Rights.
After reading the suspect his rights, Steve takes a closer look at the sack's contents.
Do you understand why we have size limits?
Yeah, definitely.
It's to allow these fish to get to breeding age. This is a female, and that's well undersized if you look at that. You would agree?
Yep.
That should be touching there. So,
Yep.
So we've got one undersized female. Another female, which is undersized. This is a baby female rock lobster. It's well undersized. The commercial crayfishermen here, the Cray 8 guys, they'd be ropeable. You know, they've had the big quota cuts in recent years. They've reduced their numbers of fishes to allow the fishery to rebuild, and it relies on these small males and females to actually take part in things. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Out of a bag of 17 crayfish, 12 are undersized.
Female undersized. We're going to take these with us, guys. Although
Can we keep those?
you can keep those 4-legger ones there. So when were these caught, Dean?
Oh, pretty much the last couple of days.
If there was more than one taker, and it's probably better that we know about it now, so we actually speak to them as well and make sure that they understand it is. But can I ask you once? Well, is there anyone else that was taking them as well?
No, I was on my back today.
Oh yeah. What I'm going to do is take a quick statement from you.
With the fisherman admitting to taking the undersized crays, Steve formally interviews him.
What is your explanation for taking 22 rock lobster today.
Well, we eat a lot. We eat them
We eat a lot.
in the hut. We're on holiday.
Did you realise they were undersized?
Yes, we did.
With the undersized, were you just taking the risk?
Well, we've been eating them at night, so yes.
Okay. So you thought it was okay if you ate them in the hut here?
Yeah.
But you know it's illegal?
Yeah.
With the interview complete, Steve outlines the likely consequences.
You're actually well over the limit. Another would be 18, 3 times.
3 times.
So you actually, unfortunately, it's going to have to be a court matter,
Yeah.
which is by summons. What you do also put in jeopardy is your boat.
Yeah, I know.
And you know, what did you pay for that boat originally? Can I ask?
$23,000.
Well, $23,000 could be put on the line over this.
Yeah, I know.
You know, if you're coming in here annually, it's disappointing for us. The whole idea of the Field and Marine Gardens is to try and make sure we have enough fish to spread the effort, and that you'll be able to come in here every year and have an enjoyable time, as well as other people, and maybe one day bring back your kids and also enjoy the same activity you're having here now. We thought you were reasonably straight up guys, and
well, yeah, but we shouldn't have.
The officers decide that the fisherman can keep his boat for now, but they're seizing all his dive gear as evidence.
next time we see you, we expect you to play the rules.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so you'll be a convert. Righto, mate. See you. Cheers. I like to think this time we were just one step ahead. And as I said a number of times, you've got to have a bit of lady luck on your shoulder. And the main thing is that we were here and we were prepared. So, yeah, good result.
The fisherman was convicted of possessing 16 excess and 12 undersized crayfish. He was fined $1,500 and was ordered to pay $260 court costs, and his boat was forfeited to the Crown. On further investigation, the officers found more excess crayfish and some unmarked pots. 4 other men received infringement notices ranging from $250 to $500. It's a sunny Friday in Auckland, and fishery officers Justin, Jason and Damien are heading out to check on recreational fishers.
Friday evening out on the wider meadow, just heading down the Te Aratu Channel here. Going to head into Rangitoto, Motahi Channel, have a look at what boats are out there. It's been a beautiful week, so hopefully there'll be a few people getting out for a fish this evening, and we'll just make sure they're all abiding by the rules. G'day guys. Just with the Ministry of Fisheries, going to come along your port side there. Just have a check of the catch. Have you measured the fish?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
You got a measure on the side?
Yeah.
Okay, and who's caught fish today?
Everyone.
All caught fish? Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the fish over to our boat and just have a quick measure of them, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Soon enough, Jason finds some undersized snapper.
That's not even close to 270. That's not a mistaken measurement. So far I've measured 5 now, and 4 of them are under. I'm going 5 out of 6. There's 11 snapper and 6 of them are undersized, and they're not just undersized, some of them around the 24 centimetre mark. So up in Auckland here having to be 27 centimetres, that's a long way off being legal. What I'll do is I'm going to measure them in front of you, just so you can verify the lengths of them. You can see that one's undersized straight away, eh guys? That there is 23.6. Do you agree with that? Are you prepared to take the responsibility for all the fish on board the boat? Sweet as. If you don't have previous history with the Ministry of Fisheries, there's a good chance it would be a warning letter or an infringement notice. But that's not my decision to make, okay? What will happen now with the snapper is I'll get put back in the water. You'll be given your legal limit.
Yep.
Pass that over. Okay, we'll let you go now. Good luck with the fishing and just take care with the measuring, okay guys?
No, I'll pick it.
We'll give the bin back. We'll head up to the Noises and see what's happening up there. Go and check the scallop beds up there, and hopefully everybody's playing by the rules. Last thing I want is 6 hours of paperwork on Monday morning.
Famous last words as the team checks out the next boatload of fishers.
It's nice fish, eh? How many we got on board, guys? How many snapper?
We haven't counted.
Haven't counted? You know how many you're allowed?
Yes. 9 each.
9 each. Is that all the snapper you've got on board, just here?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to jump on board and check the catch, okay? You happy with, I'm not going to take off with your fish or anything. That's all right. I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fishes. I think we may have more than 54 fish here.
While Justin takes notes, Jason measures the smaller looking fish.
261, 251.
Once again, some are clearly undersized.
262.
And it seems some of the fishes may have taken a lot more than their legal limit.
So far I've got 47 from this white bin, plus 10 from the transom well. What's that? That's 57. There's 6 of them on board the boat. They're allowed 54. And I've still got another bin to go with. There's probably at least another dozen fish in there.
To make matters worse, a few of the fishermen are still hard at it.
They're still fishing, mate. They're getting themselves further in the shit. Hey, guys. So far from what I've counted from the white bin and what you had in the transom, you've already got over your limit. I haven't started to count from the red chili bin yet, so I advise you to stop fishing for snapper. Okay? So I can just count these last few.
That's not looking good for these guys, eh?
Nah. What are we? 57 and 17 is 74. They are 20 over their limit. Plus undersize. It's only 10 past 7. What time were they going to stop? If we had to come in another couple of hours, they might have had twice that many, or else they might have got away from us. But come into the calm here and get some details off them and go from there. So what I need to do is I need to ask each and every one of you a few questions, and I'm going to record your details too, okay? Who's the skipper? And you own the boat too, sir? Okay. You can probably just...
But not everyone is happy about being the centre of attention.
What's that, sorry?
I don't want the camera in front of my face, please.
You explain it. I need you to come and sit here. I need to ask you some questions. Ma'am, can I have your driver's licence, please?
It's been in the van.
Do you have your wallet here?
No, in the van.
It's slow going, but Jason and Justin take the details of everyone on board.
You got some ID on you today? No ID?
Where do you live?
It's my place.
Your place?
And as the sun sets slowly in the west, they finally have all the information they need, and now they can give back the fishers' legal catch.
What's happening here is you're entitled to your legal daily limit, okay? Sir, you and your wife, from what I've found out, have collected into this bin here. There is 17 snapper in here. Between you and your wife, you're allowed 18 snapper. I wouldn't advise trying to catch any more. Here is your snapper that you said you have caught. You guys here have all caught the fish into this one, you 4. You're allowed 9 snapper each, which is 36, okay? There is 47 in here. I'm going to take 11 out, and that will leave you with 36. 2, 4, 8, 10, 11. You need to find out the rules beforehand. If you continue to do this, you could end up losing your boat, okay? I don't know what's going to happen this time. Justin and I will go back to the office and do up a report and hand it to my boss. He'll then make the decision. Okay, guys? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, mate.
By the time we sort it all out, I would imagine 4 gentlemen will be getting infringement notices for excess snapper and possibly one of them for undersize.